I realized something. We we can do it in a better way. Since we are not limited by PCU, we can use merge blocks and connectors very many times without any problems. And we can make it a modular system. The base, the ship, and then we just have a giant welder pad, a lifter ship. You engage the blueprint, you lift the ship up, and bam, you have printed an entire section. And you can then just attach it. And you can detach it later when you don't need it, or when you want to do something else. And I'm just experimenting. So I think this connector merge block thingy pretty good. I like these new inside connectors. You can attach a lot of stuff to them. I wish they added inside gyroscopes that are not Prototech ones. Because this one's like extremely dense, heavy block, only one attachment point. Like, what the hell? Was that a specific balancing decision, or did they just not think about it? Because it is horrible. Gyroscopes are one of the most annoying things on a ship. And also we need bigger welders and miners. Probably large crate, because if we have the production capacity to make a large grid mobile base, we have the production capacity to make large grid miners and welders that are much smaller in comparison. So I'm just going to do it in creative, maybe, because doing it in survival is just getting a bit annoying at this point. I would much rather design it in creative quickly, just quick dirty blueprint, nothing that goes on the workshop, nothing set up inside of it, similar style as in survival, and then quickly print it entirely. I've been experimenting in creative mode. I got some practical stuff. I got a bigger welder. It's a similar design to the miner we built, but slightly better platform. But it is very similar. And I did set it up properly. Everything is named. You really should get the mass renaming mod, because you can change the names of blocks in the control panel so much easier. Also, I added a projector to it and fixed the pivot point. I think I have a short video on that on my channel, but basically you would want your pivot point to be fixed because it affects the way you spawn your ship in creative, so it's not upside down. And also, when you project stuff, you ideally want your pivot point to be inside the projector, so when you activate the projection, you don't need to adjust it. So how you do it is you put the projector down in creative mode, and then you paste the grid onto it, and the pivot point becomes the projector. Also, we got a big welder slab over here. This will be the first thingy we attach to our base, and we'll just have a big lifter ship lifting stuff up from the welder and then attaching modules. This stuff I will do some adjustments because I have some ideas about that. But for now, I think I just want to go in survival and quickly weld up this welder. Right, we build the projector. We take the welder array blueprint. We offset it. Let's see. Only buildable mark missing blocks. What is this modded or not? I wonder. Mark missing and finished blocks. I don't remember that appearing before. Well, who knows? We will not be using the merge connector for now. We'll just directly connect it to a conveyor, I think. Yo. No, it's not the direction we want. Pitch. I think that's it. Yeah, that's why you want your pivot point to be aligned perfectly, so you don't have to do this stuff every time you project a blueprint. We'll just touch it here for now, like this. Actually, no, there's stuff in the way. Ooh. Ooh, how are we going to do it? We only need to build up this conveyor line here. And actually we could make this conveyor line self-welding. That's one of the ideas I considered, actually. We could make stuff that's just a bunch of welders in a line to make stuff self-welding, but I think we won't do that because it's not very sustainable long-term with all the conveyors and welders everywhere. So it's much better to manually weld stuff up, just have it be modular, instead of just self-expanding infrastructure. Because we want to get very big with our stuff. And to get very big, we need to be very efficient. Alright, we got the initial conveyor line and we got a single welder welded up. Let's see. Welder. Initiate. Now all of them are turned off, so it won't auto-expand. Okay, that's it. I need to go edit the blueprint to have all of them turned on. Alright. Oh! Asteroid? Meteor? Okay. Whatever. I changed the projection. Now we can enable the welders. And hopefully now it will auto-expand. Let's see. Are we missing some components? Some of them are getting welded up, but some are not, so... I put enough materials to make all of them. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Oh no. I don't think it reaches them. It can't reach these welders, it seems like. So we'll need to start up each line individually for it to weld itself. Yeah, that's annoying. That's very annoying. But it's not a big problem. The amount of welding going on is crazy. 121 welders, by the way. 11 by 11 blocks. 27 by 27. 27 and a half by 27 and a half meters. Alright, 3 more lines. And there we go. Yup. It's crazy. We're too far away to hear the sound of it. Let's fly a little bit closer. By the way, all this is very cheap. It only costs like 100 tons of iron. Like, that's 1/3 of what we get from a single mining trip on this existing miner. So this is really cheap for this big panel of welders. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, now we just need to attach a projector to this ship. And then we can weld up the new welder ship thingy that we can use to build the big lifter that we can also attach the drill and also use the lifter to pull out massive blueprints out of here and attach them. Yeah, I tested some stuff, and horizontal mining. The welder is still on here. We need to disable some welders on the ships because, yeah, because they will just fry me every time I will be near them. Anyway, if you are not doing horizontal mining on a large grid, they are too big to maneuver properly. We are doing vertical mining. So we're making a lifter, and then we're making a giant panel of drills. Just digging straight down massive holes. It actually makes sense for us to use the miner as the ship to pull out the blueprint. C3. There we go. Now we move the blueprint. Like that. Yes. Perfect. I will turn it off for now while we maneuver. I think we need to hop out of it actually. Let's hop out and remote control it. Just in case. Right. Initiate. Little bit more up. Oh, oh. Oh my. What's the amount of stuff happening? This is insane. We wait until they finish welding, and then we will go up again. And that's it, pretty much. Oh. This is way more fun than I expected it to be. Now we got just two ships attached to each other. We'll need to split them. Let's see. What are the stats on it? It finished pretty much. Just needs, yes, survival kit. We didn't have components for that. We'll have to make those. Damn. Our future is looking very bright. I think I have something that works. Look at this. Made this in creative, just testing it. But I think this might actually be very functional. Just a big shaft with some thrusters. A bunch of stone ejection systems. Some protection at the top. Could also even merge some wind turbine towers on top of it. Plus you can undock the drills and use it for other purposes, like lifting stuff out of the welders. Yeah, that's it, really. You just pretty much fly over to the deposit and then slowly go down. Look at the amount of stone just dropping. Half of the mass of this structure is the drills. Like, the structure itself is 1 kiloton. Half of it is the drills. Pretty good. Should be able to carry easily at least 1 kiloton of ore. If not more, even on per ton. There you can see what I'm talking about how the deposits are very flat and thin. But yeah. And we got a kiloton of silicon. Just that easy. This looks ridiculous. Oh my god. You know, this looks like the stuff in movies and stuff, where it's just a giant field cutting out things in a perfectly flat shape. We got the same here. Massive mining operation, just pointing out perfectly square holes. By the way, look at this beautiful architecture I made here with the stairs. It's functional, so no one can complain. Alright, here's how we are going to weld it. We'll weld the big thruster section with the welder plane, and then upper stuff we will weld with the welder ship, and then we'll lift it up on its own power and weld the rest of stuff. So let's begin. Yep, we need to craft. We need to assemble more stuff. Why am I speaking like that? Don't speak like that normally. That's a lot of stuff to craft everything. Holy hell. Wow. Let's stop. Hold. Do we even have enough nickel for all of that? We probably do. Just may need to get more iron. Oh. I guess the thrusters are out of range as well. Great. Well, change of plans. I guess we're welding a lot of stuff with the welder ship. Yeah. I wonder if it transferred a bunch of components into the thrusters. Let's see. No, just the basic stuff. Okay, well, this will be a little bit more annoying than I would have liked. But it is what it is. We are currently limited by the refining speed, so I'm just quickly adding more refineries to the base. We can always disassemble them later if you want to make them into a module. Just build more. It won't be a problem to get more resources for that. And it's good to have redundancy. In case our flying base crashes. Floating bushes. Is this a bush or is this berries? It looks kinda red. Looks red. Maybe it's berries or something. Let's see. Yep. No, just floating bush. Yep. Normal stuff. You can see the wind turbine towers from here. Yeah, now that there's spotlights everywhere on the base, it's quite easy to work in this dark. And I explored everything I need in the day, so I don't really need to find any new ores or deposits. Just fly to where I need to, mine, and go back. Well, I was thinking that maybe I have overextended again, and I would need to build a lot more stuff before I can weld it, but I guess not. Like, what is it, half an hour? Maybe an hour, I'm not sure exactly, of mining stuff and welded refineries. And we already have enough stuff refined and all the components pretty much for the... most of the components for the sink assembled. And now we just need to start welding it into an operational state. We even have like the components for the 80 drills assembled, which was ridiculous. Yep, now just to weld it up. My god, look at the speed of this. First integrity starts going slowly, but then... And we got a large thruster, just like that. Crazy. Again, reminder, we are playing on half the welding speed. The most difficult default settings. Most difficult settings you can get in the game without modding it. Or screwing around with the save files. And till this fast. It does feel pretty cool, like how it goes slowly and it just speeds up. It's so satisfying. Okay, we need to refill. But yeah, just already 5 thrusters finished with just one load of this welding ship. Will be done in no time. The upper portion of the ship is pretty much finished. It took a bit of time to weld it all up, like 30 minutes, maybe 15. I'm not sure. But not that much, really. Oh, I forgot to grab the components for the decoy. Anyway, let me do that, and we'll also attach a projector to the upper half of this ship and turn it on, so it can project its own blueprint, even when it's disconnected, because right now the blueprint projector is at the bottom of it. And the bottom is not yet built. It's been weird again. There. Right, I'm out of steel plates from my inventory. Need to grab some. The cockpit is not connected by a large conveyor port, so it can be at the bottom. So I can't grab them directly while sitting in the cockpit. It's a little bit of a downside, but I'm willing to deal with it. Because you just need to have a few of them in the inventory. And then you will be fine. But the view, the visibility is very important. Okay, this is the moment where a lot of stuff can go really wrong. Let's check the battery levels first. Okay, the battery levels seem to be fine. Initiate. Don't. My god, it's terrifying. Flatten out. 51 minutes of hovering. Okay, good enough. Now we can enable the welders. It's a lot of power. It does not get any less exciting this time. And this is not even that big of a ship. Imagine what we will start building if we keep this playthrough going. There we go. We'll have to do some manual welding, but it's fine. I think we're out of the detector components. Well, we are out of something, but no, we are not. Oop, too much rust. Alright, straighten out. It's terrifying. It looks really cool at night in absolute. Well, it's not absolute darkness, we have spotlights everywhere, but you know what I mean. Let's see what else we need. We'll do some mouse control, not mouse, keyboard controls for now. Landing gear, switch lock. Oh. It's as big as one of our vine towers. Let's see, what do we need to build? Tyrant, not that much. The welder field also looks pretty spooky at night. Yep. Let's add all of this to production queue. You can kinda see the blades spinning in the thrusters. It's pretty cool. I want to see how it looks if we do a full blast. Whoa. It really does feel a lot different in survival than in creative. And not being able to see from the third-person camera just locks you into this perspective where it's just massive compared to you. Because usually like, oh, jetpack, oh, I'm flying around, ooh. Nope. Not this time. If I don't have any reinforcements here when I weld this section, these blocks just won't weld because they will be out of reach of the welders. So the solution is stayer spam. My favorite block. I mean, it's good to have an excuse to make your builds look funky. And at the bottom we don't really need it. I could have it as additional structural reinforcement, I guess, but... Maybe I will. Well, let's just try it out. Might as well. We could always have just two versions of the same blueprint. Well, the downside is that it will be a bit harder to access with a big ship, like a welder. But the upside is that it looks really cool. I really like spherical structures. And here we just have the best of all worlds. We have the functional blocks on display, we have spherical structure, we have a bunch of detailed blocks as the structure itself. Like, truly one of my best builds ever. It looks so good. Yeah, what if we stack multiple of it, like an actual ship would look like? This looks so strange, in a good way. Well, I think we got something very unique here. By accident. Should we keep using these blocks in the corners, or maybe we could replace them with something? And we could just use more. We could use more stairs. We could use full blocks. Let's see if we can replace them with stairs. How that would look. It also looks interesting. I don't know. There's just so many different variants. Okay, let's build one that will look actually bad. Full blocks in the corners. Let's see. It doesn't look terrible, but it looks not that interesting. Okay, I have one more idea. We have these funky passages that are available without DLCs. This one that I also used to spam a lot. Let's try them out. It's interesting, but it feels a bit broken with how much of a gap there is. This one stuff sticks out. This one just also feels a bit broken with this gap. If only we had stairs like this, but 45 degree, but well, we don't. And that's part of the fun, I guess. You have to do with the blocks you have. And that results in very strange, well, results. I don't know, I kind of like this one. Because it's just pure stairs everywhere. Just stair spam. Maybe something like this. Okay. I need to stop. Okay, this variant is actually more practical than the one with windows. Because here it creates kind of like bridges on top of the grid. You can walk around. The gaps here. I need to be careful if I want to close the gaps here, because if I make blocks with solid faces here, it will just merge permanently and will not be able to get unstuck. I just need to check the points. Yes, there's nothing on the front and on the top here, so these ones are fair game. Well, there will be plenty of space to just run around on the build. Plus you still can kind of fit a small welding ship through the gaps. So that's good. Yeah, I also like how it creates just patterns. Okay, we need to extend this to a ridiculous amount. Come on. Stop. There we go. Oop, the lag. And one more. Oh, the lag. How much PCUN blocks is this? 6,000 blocks to 100,000 PCU. I think we are getting very distracted right now, but who cares? Let's pull out one of our old ships that can go in space. This one, I think, it's a good one. Right. Yeah, there's plenty of space to turn around in the middle of these modules. Okay, now we just need to get a wind turbine tower going as well, and then we can plonk down a bunch of these at our base so we can get proper power capacity, proper power output, and recharge our big thingy. Yeah, also have to not forget to fix the pivot point. Get the pivot point fixer. Get this thing, we paste it onto it, and there we go. This pivot point is fixed, yes. Yep. Now it will project perfectly. Okay, here's the wind tower design. It's 44 blocks tall, so pretty much 4 of these cargo modules. He has 52 wind turbines and also a defense array on top of it, against meteors and against lightning. So everything you need is included. We can just print them and plop them down around the place. And again, to make it weldable, makes this weldable, you need to put the stairs here, so it connects when you weld it up. It is what it is, and it does look pretty cool. To weld up the first module. Let's for a second projector turn it off. Send. There we go. Let's see. We should get centered properly as well. There. Actually, let's see. From the turret, we can use turrets as cameras. Interior ones, they are very small and they rotate fast. They are convenient. Okay, but this doesn't really provide us a good view. What is going on? Let's see. Okay, it's pretty much center position. Let's begin. I don't hear the welders. I need to come a little bit closer. I should put a ladder up here. Because right now I need to go around. I have some blocks. So let's do it. Will this work? No. This will. Okay. Now we are nice and close. And the weather is also very nice for this. Careful, careful. This is very fast. And almost finished. Oops, went too far. Okay, it seems like it can still reach that point. Wow. That was quick. Oops. Okay, now we have to just fly it over to the spot I have prepared for the first module. Amount of thrust this thing has is crazy. This looks surreal. Right. In docking procedure. Ouch. Connected. Can we... Let's build vision, yes. Switch lock. There we go. That is crazy. Right, now we built a wind turbine tower on top of that. I still haven't disconnected the... What would you call it? The umbilical cord on the ship. Ouch! It just healed up, come on. Let's take a look at this up from above. This is crazy. And with the modular design of the towers, we could actually just build stuff on top of the towers as well. Like, we could easily make a mega structure. There we go. Nice and cleaned up. I really like how it came out. Alright, now for the wind turbine. First we dock, and then we'll have to unlock that one. Right, let's see. Terminal. Merge block. LA102. They should... Yeah, I changed the naming convention from numbers to where they are actually located on the grid. So, same as thrusters. Back, down, front, forward. I think this one we turn off. Alright. I should also group them probably. I see the ship is shooting as well at the meteors. And projector. We get the tower. One tower. Oh, why is it misaligned? Did it... does it project from the center instead of the pivot point? Did they change it? Whatever. That's sad. Yes, I have to manually move it around. Yeah. I'm for the... It's the thrust on this thing is insane. I'm for the force over. It's absolutely enormous. Yep. Descent. Sorry, the sound effects in the game are not enough. I need to make my own. There we go. And the turrets turn on as well. It's very cool. Yeah, wind turbines. Yes, we can weld them. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Fun fact, this module is 110 meters tall. 2.5 meters per 44 blocks. Wind turbines. I think we have 68 right now on the base. Maybe a little bit more, I don't remember. There's a 32, then we have 36, and maybe like 16 more on that unbuilt ship thingy. It's like 80, 84 probably. Okay, we're out of components. I made my UI transparent so I can see the projection setup. You do it in the game UI and UI background opacity. Wish you could change the color of UI, since everything is already like black and white. I would like my UI to be yellow instead of just being boring sci-fi blue. Yeah, let's just throw more cargo containers into production. Unless they fail to produce some components from them. Why are we lagging so much? Was the game saving or what was happening? What components are we missing? Metal grids? No. Pipes? Yes. Okay, surely we are close to the end of this sink. Just how big can it be? Oh yeah, there we go. Bam. And it's like 60%, I guess, more power capacity in our base, just like that. Let's go attach it. Oh yes, turret upside down is not very helpful. I wish there was an option to flip the camera in the turret for cases like that. We just need to be careful to not smash it into anything. I should have maybe put some lights on the module as well, so it's all lit up. Okay, oh no, do not. That would have been a really bad merge. No, do not. Oh, it also rotates the grid itself, so it's concerning. Let's level out. Okay, don't really see very well. We need to get in a ship, I think. For a second I thought it flew away. I'm not sure if it's positioned correctly. No, it's not. There we go. It's ridiculous. Well, I guess we'll have to recharge a bit and then weld up the drill rig and do some drilling. It's crazy. It's the tower and the ship are all just firing at meteors at once. The amount of shells being fired at once is crazy. Half a kiloton of blocks just built like that. Crazy stuff. Can we just land and disable our... Okay, it seems to be stable. The leaning tower of yellow. We'll need to weld some stuff up with the welding ship. Also, I think we need to take a small ship with us to fly around and coordinate the big ship, because you need external visibility with stuff like this, I think. It would be nice at least. The drill is so big, I can just land the ship here and use it as a landing pad. Right, let's fly this thing. I need more cameras on the toolbar. Alright. I didn't bring any steel plates with me. Something you should do. Right, let's just quickly make ourselves a flat spot to land in. There we go. I need to grab some steel plates so the welder can work. Also, do we have ammo in here? Yes, there's plenty of ammo. We do need steel plates for the welder to work in case lightning strikes. It's ridiculous. Alright, our best bet is just go high, up. So there's no risk of us smashing into the terrain. 1.25 kilotons. Then we position ourselves over a deposit. And then we begin descending. When we get near it. Right, slow down. Visual confirmation. Begin drilling. We got 80 drills on board right now. The stone ejection system seems to be keeping up. Let's check our inventory. Let's alright, a bunch of stone in here. Where's all the iron? I guess the system was not keeping up. Even with 27 ejection thingies. Yeah, I think there wasn't much iron here left, because I mined this spot for quite a while. Yeah, it's just pure stone. Right, let's just quickly go up. By quickly I mean carefully. And move to the side. Yeah, this is good enough. We need to find a fresh deposit of iron, because this one was about to be dry when I came, because I used it multiple times on my smaller miner to get the iron for the structures we built recently. That's the iron signature gone. Right, well, let's fly over to a new deposit. Alright, sir, we got some iron nearby. Now we are pretty high up in mountainous terrain, so we need to be careful and watch our thrust levels. Position. And drill. Slightly off center of the detector marker, because the camera is slightly off center as well. There we go. Watch the mess. Okay, let's check. It's quite a lot. But we can go. We can get more. Let's get a kiloton, at least, from this trip. Ooh, almost there. Ooh, the resonance. Whatever that effect is called. Sounded very cool. Yeah, we need to move over. Yep, the square hole. Right, we move over, and now we go again. This is the biggest drill I operated in survival. I have spent way too much time in creative. This is really trippy to look at. I also need to watch the battery. We can't hover forever, especially with a lot of cargo. The process of mining with this is slower, but you still need to keep your eye on a lot of stats. Like mass, alignment, speed. Right, there we go. 1 kiloton. Let's finish this deposit. We still have quite a bit of acceleration left. Let's go up. And we are high in the mountains as well, so if we can hover with this much mass in the mountains, crazy what we can do at sea level. We still have a little bit of iron left over there. And just a tiny bit on the wall. Might as well finish it up. Right click. Left click. The sound this makes is crazy. Well, that's all the iron gone. The marker is gone as well. Single deposit in a single trip. And there's still a little bit of iron left there on the wall. Might as well. Okay, I just accidentally fully removed it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's fly over to the base. How much did we get? Oh, 1.25 kilotons, pretty much the same mass as the ship. The ship is proportionally much heavier than the other miners, so... it couldn't get more... But we could just expand the thrust system on it, because we are not limited by the containers. We have 8 of them, I think, on the ship. That's enough for like 10 kilotons of ore. So just expanding the thrust and power system would be enough for long, big trips where we just mine multiple kilotons of various ores. We'll fly over and dock at the spherical thingy. Now we have to descend very carefully as well. Honestly, it might be nice if we put a connector up there on top of the vine tower, because then I wouldn't need to risk smashing into the terrain if I overdo the downward maneuver. Would save me some time as well, because I started and end in a high position. Instead of needing to go up and then down each time. And there we go. Docking successful. Why is my audio clicking? Did the drills overload it? Okay, now it's fixed. This is so much more fun than being out in space, because you need to watch the gravity and the terrain. Just so much more complexity to it. We need to make a way to go down. It would be actually a pretty good idea, I think. Make some modular structural structures with stairs and stuff on them. Because we can't just fly around everywhere with our jetpack, because we don't have a jetpack. Well, that will be enough iron for quite a bit. With the multiplication from the yield, modules will end up with almost 2 kilotons of ingots. So now we build, we expand really hard. I really like the storms. They make everything look so cool. So very cool. What I'm taking away from this is that we need to keep building higher. Because mega structures are very cool. Let's see. Again, I'm talking instead of doing, but what do we actually need? Of course, we need to expand the refinery, because even with this one trip for just iron, already my like 19 operational refineries are clogged. We need to hit triple digits in refineries, so we'll need to get some more gold after this. What's the wind output? The storm? 75 megawatts. Pretty good. Would be better. But pretty good. Ouch. Okay, I think I figured out what we are going to do from now on. Here's the upgrade path to the next ship for mining. It will be entirely made out of modules. So we have the drill, we have the power and command module here. By the way, using batteries to attach other stuff to them. I think pretty good idea, probably. And we have thrust modules, stackable. And then we have the dumper and defense module. Actually, I'm not sure if this is a very good placement of the stair here. We'll have to move it. And I think eventually, unless plans change, we can make quadruple the size of the drill bit on that thing. So almost 500 drills. But yeah, we'll just keep growing modular like this. Because we don't really care about PCU that much. And by that much, I mean, we don't care at all. There's no PCU limit. I turned them off. So we can just make as crazy of sync as we want, as long as the game can handle it. Everything is just these balls of stuff. And keeping the container core for most of the modules seems like a good choice. Really makes it more flexible. Okay, I just quickly slapped those 4 towers together, as it's not very functional, but I just want to see if the game starts sliding like crazy if I activate almost 500 drills. Yeah, I think the game is not liking this very much. On. Yeah, we don't seem to be going down for some reason. Maybe right click. Yeah, nothing is happening. Oh, there we go. Oh, the lag. Okay, yeah, this might be a bit too much. So I think we'll won't get a drill of this size because it's not very playable. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go test one with 121 drills. The one we ran in survival was 80 drills, it's 121. Slightly more, but that one worked just fine, so I'm guessing this one will work just fine as well. Yep. Right, so it seems to be a reasonable limit for us. Still makes a very big hole. Very big hole. Really big hole. Oh, ridiculous. Yeah, I guess we have a drill tip, and then we will have a branched out structure of thrusters coming out above it. It seems like the best choice.